Welcome to the new space. It's like 2.5 times the size. I'm gonna walk you guys through and just tell you what I have in mind for each section. This is not the final form, but these shelves the owner actually left behind, and it's pretty cool. They're on rollers, so it's like a gravity roller system. So we'll put cases of product on the shelf. When you pull a case, the next one kind of falls to the front, and we're gonna leave most of this open. So this is side one, 10,000. That's the other side, another 10,000 feet. Probably gonna demolish that wall altogether. In fact, I have a contractor coming today.
What is your business?
We're an online retail business, so we sell on Amazon, eBay, Walmart, Shopify.
Do you really?
Yeah. Sierra will probably do like 40, 45 million, something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. How long have you been doing it?
9 years. Yeah. And I mean, the margin is fairly tight, 6, 7, 8%.
Net or
Yeah,
gross?
yeah, net.
That's great.
So good. Our current idea right now is like 5 or 6 different processing lines, similar to what you saw. So probably double the lines that we have. We may even incorporate some conveyor belt systems, kind of like a grocery store, like that black conveyor belt. So people aren't like physically moving the boxes down. So some sort of conveyor system, I think. There's also a cool thing we're looking at where you put a pallet on this like hydraulic thing, and there's a switch, and it'll just raise and lower the pallet to like a more ergonomic height. Because a lot of my employees, when they get down to the last layer of the pallet, they're like bending over, picking up these heavy cases onto the table. But with this lift system, they can always be pulling from above the table, or like table height, super smooth. And then as they process more and more products, it'll just lift the pallet up, so it's always like table height. And then so between that and the conveyor, I think we're going to get a lot more efficiency out of it. It's getting out. This is a lot of the stuff is from the beer distributor who used to be in this space, but yeah, if you picture this wide open, like you could fit probably 2 or 3 truckloads of stuff just here. However, this is a nice space with windows and stuff, so we might actually start like a whole other division of selling, doing like live selling on Whatnot or TikTok live, stuff like that, and might make this kind of like a studio. So it's basically just more of the same, just more lines, more storage, a lot more efficiency of movement. Like, it's very easy to lose efficiency if like you're moving things around, shuffling things around unnecessarily, or like product is traveling like back and forth too many times. So they're all things you have to think about. But I think just being in this space, every employee is going to be like 20-30% faster. And then obviously the space is there to be able to like double or triple the volume as well. So right now I'm at like probably 45 million for the year in 2026. My ultimate goal is to get up to 9 figures a year within 2 or 3 years. And I think that's totally possible in this space. So that's the warehouse side of things. Okay, welcome to the offices. In our last space, we were all just in one big room. We could hear each other's conversations, we could hear each other's calls. Wasn't really ideal. So now we have proper offices, 1, 2, 3, 4 glassed in offices. Of course, I'm gonna take the best one for myself. I haven't decided whether the best one is that or that, so to be determined. But yeah, obviously one of these will be for me. Then my account managers, my assistant. These cubicles I'm probably going to just throw out.
I think this is the best one.
Yeah, and then this, we're probably going to utilize as a conference room, but there is the option I could make this my office. How many conferences
TV for Dan.
are we really going to have? Yeah. All right, now the wheels are spinning. I hadn't even thought of that, but yeah, this might be the office right here.
Yeah,
we got
a
nice beer fridge, sink, TV. This this might have to be my office, but we'll see. Now this is actually the room I'm most excited about up here.
Wow.
So we have this massive room, this checkered carpet, and my vision here is to make this just a complete room of fun. So like arcade games, foosball table, ping pong table, pool. I might put a drum set in here. I used to play the drums. I'd love to get back into it. And after hours in this industrial park, I don't think anyone's going to hear me. So yeah. I might put up like a whole jam setup, like guitars, amps, bass, like, everything you need. A bunch of cool like artwork, posters, maybe like a living room setup to like watch sports or whatever. So I'm actually really pumped for this room. Then maybe a couple long tables where like all the employees can, sit and chill in here. So this we have already dubbed the fun room, and it's going to be awesome, I think. So yeah, I want that room to be like, like what warehouse environment do you ever get to like chill in a room like that and like do all this fun stuff as like a warehouse employee, So like that's kind of the idea, like keep people like really happy to work for me, and I think that pays a lot of dividends. So, and then this is kind of like a bird's eye view of the warehouse, which is cool. Yeah, so this racking, as I said earlier, like we're just gonna move a couple rows to the wall, and then the rest of it just all open floor space. So of all this warehouse, it's gonna be like 3/4 open floor, 1/4 storage. When you're doing FBA, everything's going in and going out as fast as possible. Like any inventory that's here is not making money. So the goal is to have the fewest like possible inventory in storage, because that's just sitting there. So as a result, you don't really need that much storage. Ultra excited for the new space, and it's a risk. I mean, I'm taking on a lot more overhead. My rent is like 20 grand a month more in this place, which is always scary. It's like now I need 20K more profit a month just to be where I was before. But my philosophy is you only live once, like just send it, see how far you can run it up, and like otherwise what's the point, All right, so now we're gonna get into the numbers, like how much does it cost to run a place like this, and what are all my expenses. So this space is 24,000 feet, paying approximately $14 a foot. So the base rent on this is about 30K a month. I just signed a 14-year lease, so
Damn.
yeah. So I'm locked in for a little bit here.
Holy.
But I'm hoping it's the last place that I will ever have to move to, because my plan is to actually like sell the business in 3 to 5 years, run it up, and if I can get a good multiple, hopefully that's all the money I'll ever need in life, and I can do some other type of stuff. So I'm thinking this will be the final form of the business. We'll see. If I do outgrow this space, I guess that's a very, very good problem to have. It's like it's a fork in the road. Like you can either do all this yourself. It's probably going to be a little bit cheaper. It's going to be more efficient, but there's a lot that comes with it: hiring, firing, locking yourself into a lease, overhead. There's a lot that goes to it. Or you can use a 3PL. 3PL scales up with you when you do, scales down with you when you're slow. They take care of all like the insurance, workers' comp, hiring, firing, etc. And yeah, you'll pay a premium for that, but it's not as much as you think. You might pay maybe 20-30% more than you would have if you got your own warehouse. But it's kind of just like paying a small premium for a service. And it's funny saying this, this video of this huge warehouse, but if I could do it over again, like I would actually maybe consider a 3PL or a prep center instead of doing this all myself. But now we're locked in, and there's no turning back now. So, I am more profitable because I do my own in-house prep. My net margin probably would go down by like 20% if I did use a 3PL instead. So I don't regret anything, but it's an interesting, thing to look into if you're starting out and debating like, do I prep products out of my garage or do I just hire someone? I would actually lean towards hiring someone. And a lot of people ask me like, how do you get products like this in the first place? So a great way to get into it with a low amount of capital or low amount of experience would be just to contact a local distributor. So you don't necessarily have to work with brands directly. You can just start with like a distributor in your area, and then forge relationships. You can do $500 orders, $1,000 orders. You don't have to start at this scale. I of course didn't start at this scale. I started flipping products out of my apartment on my kitchen table, 5s and 10s and 20s. Nothing like 2,000 units, 3,000 units at a time, like just super small orders. And the same goes with brands. So like, a lot of people think they need to contact Samsung or LG and like try to get a wholesale account. It's just not going to happen. Like as a beginner, you want to contact like super niche brands, really small mom and pop businesses. They might have 3 or 4 employees. The family farm, they produce jams or like canned olives or like some like super niche product. Like there's brands for every experience level. So if you're just starting, like start contacting small brands if you have a low amount of capital, or local distributors. Once you have some success, you contact slightly bigger brands or bigger distributors, and you kind of work your way up. And even where I am now, like fairly big operation, I still have no chance of getting like any super popular like beauty brand or supplement brand or electronics brand. Like I'm still working with small to medium sized brands, and fortunately there are a lot of them. There's like hundreds of thousands of them out there, and there's always new ones coming on. Like people are creating brands, so there's always like a new influx of brands you can work with, and it's really just a function of going out, contacting them consistently, getting on the phone, not being afraid to like talk to someone at the company and explain what you do and convince them that they should partner with you to sell their products to you. So it's very simple. It's not necessarily easy, but it's very simple. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching the nitty-gritty transition from one warehouse to another and all the plans to keep growing. And as you can see, this business model is insanely powerful. It's like, just working with brands. Those brands grow, you help them grow, you grow alongside them, and all of a sudden you're needing 3 times the warehouse space. So this business model is really, really incredible. It's changed my life, and if you guys are interested in learning about this business model more or thinking about doing it yourself, click the link below in this video and you can book a call with one of my team members. We can see if we're a good fit to work with each other. And thanks again for watching. See you in the next video.